Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Canada's boxing channel. Thursday, July the 10th, and hope everyone's doing well. Beautiful day. Looks like more opportunity to go outside and keep busy, which when you live in a part of the world where it's snow on the ground for 5 months, that's it's something to look forward to go out and do some yard work. Anyways, to boxing. There's a few stories that I've seen in the last 48 hours or so that I thought I would proffer my thoughts on. The first is the British Boxing Board of Control and its ongoing, what's the right word? Relationship. Let's be polite. Relationship with Chris Eubank Jr. Now, I'm, of course, looking at this from the perspective of being thousands of miles away and not in the mix, as it were. But it does seem that the British Boxing Board of Control, which some wits refer to as the British Boxing Board of No Control, they do appear to have a burr under their saddle when it comes to Chris Eubank Jr. They seem to really be keen on being the board of control with respect to Mr. Eubank, whereas with other fighters, they seem to take a much more hands-off approach. You know, we saw Chris Eubank Jr. fined, I think it was £100,000, over that ridiculous egg incident with Conor Benn. And to me, as you know, I don't like trash talking and I don't like nonsensical kind of stuff occurring in the run-up to a fight, or for that matter, after a fight. But the egg incident fell into that category of being nonsense. It was sort of... It made a point about whatever it was, clomiphene in the eggs. It was sort of funny, but I wouldn't want to see it happen all the time, right? But it seemed that the British Boxing Board of Control came down on Eubank Jr. In a forceful manner. Which, if they did that on every occasion, I'd say, oh, well, yeah, strict jurisdiction, be careful. But it seemed inconsistent. Now, to top that, what they have done as of just a couple of days ago, I think, is to fine Chris Eubank Jr. a further £10,000. So that's what's that, $16,000? Something like that. A not insubstantial amount of money for regular folks, but obviously for Chris Eubank Jr., not a lot of money. But the point is what they are fining him for. They're fining him for a misuse of social media. Specifically, they are saying that when he uploaded to socials pictures of him in a sweatsuit and this trying to lose weight, that he had somehow conveyed the impression that he was using saunas. And saunas are not allowed to make weight. That rapid dehydration, squeeze all the sweat out of you. That's not permitted. And so what they're saying is, okay, Chris Eubank Jr. didn't use that. He did not break the British Boxing Board of Control rules. But he sort of alluded to it by his social media posts. So that's a misuse of social media. And unless he pays his fine, he's not going to get licensed again by the British Boxing Board of, very serious, in the case of Chris Eubank, control. To me, that seems bullshit. It seems to me that the British Boxing Board of Control is not behaving even-handedly with respect to Chris Eubank Jr. versus other fighters. I mean, misuse of social media. Well, if you want to talk about misuse of social media, letting people believe something that's not true, well, maybe you should have a look at, I don't know. Let's have a look at Tyson Fury to start with. Mr. Smith at the British Boxing Board of Control, I look forward to reading a story about how the British Boxing Board of Control is going after Tyson Fury for misuse of social media. I won't hold my breath on that one. Now, from a ridiculous story to a story that is really very serious and clearly very upsetting to some people, not least Galal Yafai, who was absolutely thrashed, beaten like a rented mule by one Francisco Rodriguez, who beat Galal Yafai, previously unbeaten, on June the 21st, dropping him in the last round when Rodriguez looked as though he could do another couple of dozen rounds. A one-sided beatdown that, this is the very serious part, may well have shortened Galal Yafai's career. Could have been far worse. Well, all well and good, you say. These things happen in boxing. Francisco Rodriguez has failed a performance-enhancing drug, PED, test. So, Francisco Rodriguez, who threw 1,089 punches in that fight and landed like 600 of them, looking to be like a destroyer, had weaponized his body by the use of PEDs, an unfair advantage. Galal Yafai has said he is, quote, fucking disgusted, end of quote. And he should be. This has got to stop. If you take a performance-enhancing drug to improve your ability, and then you step into the ring and fight another man, in my view, that's the same as going in with brass knuckles or a weapon of some sort. And honestly, I think the ban hammer needs to be waved around vigorously. You're done. You weaponized yourself. You tried to, and you could have killed somebody. You're done. You're out of the pool. That's my view. Further news. Let's see. Duke McKenzie. I like Duke McKenzie. Possibly the best pundit I was going to say on TV, but I don't watch TV. The best pundit that I've seen on the socials. He's told Tyson Fury to dry his tears and stop being delusional. And I think that's a very fitting statement. And this is about all this nonsense about, I was robbed, I won by 5 rounds. Well done, Mr. McKenzie. Well done. That's all I have to say. And then last but not least, fingers crossed for a speedy and full recovery for one of my favourite fighters who's just had hip replacement surgery, Tommy the Hitman Hearns. So, Mr. Hearns, I very much hope that your recovery is smooth sailing and that you're mobile and ambulatory again as soon as possible. So, I think that's all. Have a fabulous day wherever you are in the world. Please like, please share, and please subscribe if you can. If you're watching this video and you haven't yet subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. What have we got coming up for the remainder of the week? I've got a couple of guests, and we'll probably have we'll have a pretty big debrief, I would imagine, on Sunday, because of course well, tomorrow we've got the ladies card. And then, of course, on Saturday, we've got a couple of very cool fights indeed. We've got Hamza Shiraz, we've got Shakur Stevenson. So I suspect that there'll be lots and lots to talk about. Anyhow, that's in the future. For today, like I said, have a lovely day, and thank you so much for watching. Cheers. Bye-bye.